Hey everyone, it's Janine here, and I'm here for my month 7 pregnancy update. It's wild to think that there are only really 2 months left. I'm obviously a little bit late filming this because that's just the story of my life. And so I'm actually 33 weeks pregnant today. So I'm, 7 months and a little bit. So I really only have 7 more weeks to go, which again is crazy, and that means only 2 more pregnancy updates for you guys. So it's been a busy month for sure, and I wanted to, go through what's been going on and then show you a picture of what I feel is the very big belly. So at week 28, we had a midwife appointment, and my blood pressure was 100/56, so it's kind of back to a normal range. Baby's heart rate was 130 beats per minute. And my belly was around 29 inches from my pubic bone to the top of my uterus, so right on track for that 28-29 mark. At 29 weeks, we actually kind of had a little bit of an unfortunate situation where we found out some information and ended up switching midwives to a new midwife clinic. I won't go into too much detail here, but it was the best choice for our family and for the baby and for my mental health as well as my husband's, and we're very happy with our new midwives, and I think that's probably all I'll say on that. But that meant a bit of scrambling for a week. It was a pretty stressful week, and it was kind of also around the time where we started our birth class, so there's just been a lot going on in terms of more appointments because we kind of did a meet and greet with the midwives, and then they have kind of wanted us, obviously, to get to know them a little bit better because there was, at that point, only 3 months left in my pregnancy, so been booking appointments a little bit more frequently as well. So between that and seeing our doula and our birth classes and massage and chiro and pelvic floor physio and then my psychologist, there's just been a lot of appointments on a weekly basis, which is sometimes kind of hard to keep up with for sure, but I'm also grateful that I'm not traveling like a crazy person because I have no idea when I would fit all of these in. At 31 weeks, we also had an appointment with our new midwives, and this was the appointment where I got the RhoGAM shot. It actually wasn't too bad. They did it in my hip, and it is a blood product, so you never know, I guess, how you're going to react to those, but I was completely fine. And at that one, my blood pressure was up even further, so 100/60, which is good. Baby was 140 beats per minute, and I was measuring almost exactly where I needed to be at 31 centimeters for 31 weeks. I think we have another midwife appointment next week at 34 weeks, and then they kind of start coming every 2 weeks, and then ultimately every week when you get closer to your due date. I don't know if I've decided on a final work day. We're kind of all stuck at home, so I don't think I'll be taking off too early. That being said, with my due date kind of around the end of November 20th is kind of what they're calculating. I don't know. I'll probably stop working like November 15th. That seems reasonable. But obviously if baby comes earlier, then that's kind of going to be what it's going to be. But if I was traveling, I think maybe it'd be a different story for sure. I guess I've had some more symptoms this past month. I feel like they've kind of started to kick into high gear, and baby is actually kicking right now. Is kicking a ton. My breasts have hurt quite a bit more, and actually in the last couple of weeks I've had a little bit of my colostrum come in, which has been kind of weird but interesting all at the same time. I've had some more lightning crotch, which is always fun, and a lot of actually PSIS pain in my lower back. So I think that was an old dance injury that's flaring up again, and really kind of nothing I do helps it. I think like a combination of like stretching and going to yoga and massage and chiro kind of helps, but at the end of the day, it's still kind of there every day. I did start prenatal yoga, which I'm excited about. I finally found a class in person, which was awesome. So they only are allowing 8 women into that class, and it feels really safe. We're all socially distanced apart. It's not like an arduous class either. So there's not a ton of like heavy breathing or anything like that. Oh, during this past month, I had a wicked bout of insomnia that like, I hope I never have insomnia again. I totally feel for people who have insomnia because that was like truly the worst. I would wake up at like 1:30 or 2 and would be completely wide awake for like an hour and a half every night. And I would come into my office and I try not to look at my phone or my computer, but I would just like organize things or go through stuff or plan things. But yeah, it was ridiculous, and thank goodness that has stopped, because getting like 4 hours of sleep is not conducive to working a full-time consulting job and running a business. Let me just say that. So I realize obviously that I will be back at 4 hours of sleep when the baby's here, but I won't be working my full-time job, which requires a lot of attention and focus. I still plan on running my company, but hopefully I'll be able to schedule and automate part of that while I'm at the beginning of my maternity leave. I've also had a bit of heartburn continuing on this month. I find if I'm laying for too long or if I eat something spicy, it really starts to flare up. So just been mindful of that. And I think around the ankle and toe and leg pain that I always mention, it's still kind of there. We've somewhat kind of maybe found a solution going between really, really hot water and cold water, which we actually found out on our baby moon, which I'll get to in a second, has kind of helped my ankle a bit. So trying to do that a couple times a week, it's a pretty intensive task. The husband, fills up this bucket that I can stand in of ice water that kind of goes up to my knees, and then back and forth into the hot bath, like 16 times for about, 15 to 20 seconds per, step in. So it ends up being a good 10-minute task between the two of us. I definitely need help and support because my belly is feeling big and I don't want to slip and fall. But that has been kind of the only thing that's helped so far. So what I guess the premise is around there is about increasing circulation and that helping. So fingers crossed that it keeps working, because it makes it so my ankle isn't cracking constantly at night, and it lasts a few days, which has been some nice relief for sure. In this last month, we had our baby moon. We were supposed to go to Italy, which is kind of what we always had planned, but obviously that didn't happen. So we went out to the Okanagan and spent a few days in West Kelowna and then a few days at the hotel where we actually got married, which was awesome because we have been going there for about 10 years since we've been dating. We got married there 5 years ago, and so it was kind of nice to come back full circle with baby and just kind of enjoy and relax, get pampered a little bit, and see some friends that were out there as well. So it was a bit smoky, unfortunately, so we didn't lay by the pool, but it was still relaxing nonetheless, and it was nice to get away. Once we came back, we kind of had a busy week, and we had our baby shower, socially distanced, at the end of September. It's October 2nd right now. So on September 26th, we had our baby shower that was planned by one of my close friends and my sister and my cousin, which was amazing. They did such a good job, and the day turned out perfectly. We went to a park in Calgary. Everyone kind of brought their own food and blankets, and we played a couple of little games, which was fun. We got to visit with people that we haven't seen for a while, and baby Rogan definitely got spoiled. I will show you some of my favorite gifts. So probably one of my favorite gifts of all time was actually these elephant bookends. So there's two of them. They're from Pottery Barn. We kind of have gone with a theme of elephants in baby's room. It's gray with a tiny little bit of yellow, and there's lots of elephants. So I loved these and can't wait for them to be part of baby's room. And they're pretty heavy, so hopefully that doesn't hurt the kid. One of my friends who planned the shower actually got me a Haka, I think that's what it's called, the silicone breast pumps, which I'm actually super excited about. My other breast pump came from the US, the LV, so I guess I'm excited about breastfeeding. I don't know, but I have heard really great things about this, so I'm very excited. I also am super excited about this book. One of my friends got me this. I've heard really great things, and Mental health is something that's super important to me, so I'm excited to dive in and make sure that I'm getting the right support in that 4th trimester, which is apparently a little bit of a stressful one. So we'll see there. Another good friend of mine got us these little wood letters. These are not letters, these are numbers. Wow, pregnancy brain is real. We're both accountants, so I love these, and I'm very excited. It was a local Vancouver company. I can link them in the description below, but I'm very, very excited. And then I would say I got a lot of books, which I love. Baby's library is going to be huge. But my 2 favorite books would have to be this one, Be Our Guest, which is actually the pictures are taken at the Parker Palm Springs, which we've spent a lot of time in Palm Springs. It's one of our favorite places to go, and we love going for drinks and dinner at the Parker, so it was really cool to see all the animals they had there. And then I love this book so much, My Heart, by Karina Lukin. I'll link this below. It's such a beautifully illustrated and written book about kind of not managing your heart, but kind of, and it's your heart, you get to decide. Hearts can be big and hearts can be small, and I love it so much. So I'm excited to read to little baby once they're old enough. We also, nursery update, received our first dresser, so we're still waiting for one more. Apparently it's coming next week, and the change table topper is coming later this month. It's been a really annoying situation to deal with by baby with how long it's taken for this furniture to come. But they are giving us free delivery for the second dresser, so I'll be happy to kind of get my office out of the baby's room and get organized in everything. Finally, about, I guess it'll be like 6 weeks before baby comes. We met with our doula again and did another meeting there, and we have some more meetings coming up. She's wonderful. Like I've said, I'm really, really excited to work with her and have her support me in my birth, provided we can still get into hospital to support people. We're planning on Rocky View as our birth place, but hopefully there's no COVID outbreaks, because that is insane, and I don't want them to limit the number of people that can support you during your birth. I'm still hoping that it's going to be 2. We are, I guess, finishing our birth classes next week, so we've done 6 classes, which seems wild. We've learned a ton. We love the educator that is doing the class. It's Calgary Birth Essentials, and Jen is teaching the course, so I'll definitely link that below. And yeah, I kind of just feel like everything's starting to come together. I can't believe it's October, and our baby will be here in November, probably end of November, which is wild to think that there'll be another family member joining our little household in under 2 months. Last thing I'll say before I show you my belly is I still have not packed my hospital bag. I'm going to do that this weekend, so hold me to it. And that's probably all I have for updates, although I feel like there was a lot there. Okay, so belly update time. I'm gonna, yeah, you can see, just gonna move this chair. There's definitely a baby in there. I can still kind of pull it in a little bit, and you can see baby, but this is a lot more comfortable. And this little one likes to punch my stomach. So you can see I have the linea nigra starting. I don't think I've had a ton of Braxton Hicks, a little bit, but no outie belly button yet for me. And that's kind of all I have. So I will try and be on time with my 8-month update, because there are only 7 weeks left. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any tips and tricks, or you're in the Calgary area, definitely drop your name in the comment section below. And I will see you for month 8.